Hello everyone, so today we are making our recipe that I sent to you, which is this one today. This is our turkey bacon club sandwich, also known as a BLT, actually BLTT, bacon, lettuce, tomato, turkey sandwich, okay? With these recipes, you remember you guys, I sent you home that binder, you know, the portable college binder. These recipes are for you to keep. So I want you to start keeping these, do your 3-ring binder, punch your 3 holes, open up that binder, and put them in the binder so that you have these for reference for later on. Maybe when you're on your own and you have a recipe book, here you go, here's a recipe book. Now remember, in our last video, we talked about a side dish. And the side dish was something that it kind of went with the main meal. So today we are actually doing a main dish. So in other words, this is the main meal, the main course. And really easy, we're just making a real easy one, which is a sandwich. And I'm sure that all of you have had an opportunity to make a sandwich at one time or another, whether it be a peanut butter or jelly, whether it be, I don't know, whatever it might be. But the fact is that I'm sure that all of you have done this. So the idea of constructing the sandwich shouldn't be foreign to you, okay? So let's go over our recipe and let's go over the items that we need in our recipe. So we need our mayonnaise. So here we have our mayonnaise, and we've had that before from our last one. We have our bread, which in this case they're sub sandwich breads. We have turkey. Right? Thin sliced turkey. Here's our bacon. I have a tomato and a head of lettuce. Okay, the tools that we're going to be needing for this is a knife to spread the mayonnaise and a sharp knife, a very sharp knife, in order to slice our tomato. Okay, so now I've taken the liberty to pre-cook the bacon. If you've ever cooked bacon, bacon can be very messy. So you guys need to be extremely careful when you are cooking bacon. Okay, and I would suggest, and it's not a suggestion, I'm going to tell you now, before you cook bacon, I want all of you to ask your moms, your dads, or whoever you should be living with, if it's okay if you cook bacon. Because bacon is messy, it splatters, the pan gets full of like grease and oil, which if you're cooking on a gas stove, it can very well catch on fire, which could, result in a fire in your home. And I don't want that. I want everybody to be safe. So if you're going to be cooking and they say sure, make sure that they supervise you the first time that you do that so that you understand what you're doing. Okay, because I don't want anybody getting hurt. I don't want anybody causing a fire in their house or anything like that. So safety first. Okay, I have pre-washed my hands. Even though they look dirty, they're actually clean. And I'm out of gloves today. So, like I always say, we normally glove up because we're working towards jobs, and in the food industry, we would have our gloves on, we would have a hat on or a mask over our mouth. In this case, I ran out of gloves, and hopefully that doesn't happen while you're at work. So today we're just going to be doing it free form, no gloves, nothing up my sleeve, and so this is how we're going to have to do it. So we're going to take our knife, which is a very sharp knife, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to slice our tomato. Okay, and when we slice our tomato, we take off the little end there because nobody likes all of that. Okay, remember, when we're cooking or when we're slicing, we ball our fingers up just like that to hold it. That way we don't cut any part of our finger off, and then we keep it steady. Okay, so we take that little end off, all right, and then we do very thin slices of tomato. Okay, because you don't want these great big thick slices of tomatoes. That's just ugh, nasty. Tomatoes are nasty to begin with. I can eat a tomato as long as it is in something. So if it's in a sandwich, if it's in a salad, if it's in tomato sauce, I can do that. But to just eat a tomato, I can't do that. Now my daughter, Paulina, can just take this whole this tomato just like this and just, it's like an apple. Ugh. Not me. Okay, so and we want to do this, you know, when you're working in the restaurant, they have like a little tomato cutting guide, and it looks like a spoon. In fact, let me show you. It kind of looks. Let me see if I have that spoon. Yeah. So it kind of looks like this, only it's smaller, and the tomato would sit inside of it, and then these little guides is what you would use in order to slice your tomato. Now that's a spaghetti spoon, but that's just to tell you, to inform you that, you know, if you're working at, say, like Wendy's, or you're working at McDonald's or whatever, and you're getting a tomato, or Carl's Jr., they don't pre-slice the tomatoes. You have to slice them yourself, and they will give you that little spoon or little cutting guide, and you put the tomatoes in them, and then you slice down on the guides. Okay, that way you're consistent and you don't waste any of the tomato, because if you're wasting, then, you know, you're costing the company money. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and slice this all the way out. Okay, and we try, and like I said, we try to be consistent with the thickness of our slices. Okay, so they're all pretty much the same, and probably get one more out of it, just like that. And you see, I've never even come close to cutting my fingers. Okay, and we'll take that one off. Okay. And we take that end off because that's where the vine was. And now we have a nice tomato there. All right, so there's all our tomatoes. Now I've taken the liberty, here's our head of lettuce, and I've taken the liberty to pre-wash our heads of lettuce. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can make this sandwich. So one version is where you use bread, and another version is where you do not use bread. So I use the version where you do not use bread because I'm not eating bread, because I'm trying to lose weight. And I'm going to use the version, show you guys right now, this version of how to do it with bread. Okay, so we're working on our cutting board. Move our tomatoes over. We take our bread and we undo our little thing here, folder, and we take out our bread. And so here's a nice piece of bread. Got little sesames on it. Some of you might like that, some of you might not. Here's our mayonnaise. Okay, our recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise. So in this case, you know, just dip your knife in. Now that's not a tablespoon. That's a lot of mayonnaise, a tablespoon, I think. And just spread it evenly. I don't like a lot of mayonnaise, and neither does my son, who's going to be eating this sandwich. So that's about enough. Now that, what I dipped out, that probably was only like a teaspoon. Okay. Then it says here, 4 slices of deli turkey. Okay, so we have turkey right here. Here's our deli. And the reason why they call it deli is because it is sliced very, very thinly. Okay, so let me show you. Let me get some out here. And I'll show you how thin they slice this meat. So you see how thin that is? You can almost see through it. Woo, I can see the camera. Okay, so that's 1 slice. So we do 1, and you can fold them. If you want to fold them, you can let them lay out like that if you want to do it that way. just unfold them. It's really, it's how you want your own sandwich. This is, it's you're the sandwich artist. And us artists, we kind of see things a little differently. Okay, so there's 1, 2, here's 3, and there's our 4th, very thinly sliced turkey. Okay, now some people do like mustard, and you can put mustard on this sandwich if you choose to. A little Dijon mustard is always nice, and when I say Dijon, that means it's got a little bit of spice in it. You don't have to. You can just leave it just like this if you want. All right. Next thing we need is some bacon. So here's our bacon, all nicely cooked. And just so that you know, I do not cook in bacon in my wife's kitchen, because my wife gets upset with me because it makes everything smell like bacon. And bacon does smell good when it's cooking, and it's it's a wonderful smell and it tastes great, but the smell lingers in your house, and then after a while it's just kind of gross to smell that. It's like, ugh. Okay, so we're gonna couple slices. It says 3. That's kind of being piggish. I'm going to do 2. Okay. It said 3 slices of bacon. That's a lot of bacon, I think. Okay. And then, we do our lettuce. Now here's our lettuce. Now remember what I told you about lettuce, right? From our previous films. When they harvest the lettuce is like right on the ground. I mean, it's like in the mud, in the dirt, and they have a knife and they just slice it off at the stem. One guy who's slicing, he tosses it to the guy on the wagon. Guy on the wagon grabs it, stuffs it in the bag, spins it, seals it, boom, done. And then he throws it to someone else, shoves it in the box. Okay. Remember, always peel off a couple of leaves from the outer layer. Toss them. Okay, so reason is that there's mud, people have touched it, whatever. So you don't want those 2 layers. And then there's pesticides and different stuff like that, so you don't want that in your sandwich, or you eating that in your food. Okay, so you take that off. Now, when you do get your nice piece of lettuce here, what you're going to want to do is wash it. And like I said, I've already pre-washed it. So you wash it, you have a paper towel that's right next to the sink. So make sure you have the paper towel first. Run this under the sink just a little bit, inside, outside. Put it on your paper towel and dry it. And you want to make sure that it's dry and it's not sopping wet, because it's nasty to have lettuce that's just all dripping wet with water. It's like, ugh, whoa. Okay, see, now I've sliced it lengthwise so that it'll fit on our bun, just like that. Okay, and now lettuce is good. Lots of lettuce is good. Now Mr. Simo, JD, my son, does not like lettuce or tomatoes. But I'm just showing you, oops, let me move this out of the way so that you guys can see what I'm doing. But I'm showing you the basic construction of the sandwich. And here we go with the tomatoes. So I'm going to do 2 slices of tomatoes, a tomato here and a tomato there. And then all we do is we put our bread on top. Here's our plate. Flip it over. Bang! Bam! There's our sandwich. Looking good. Now, you can eat it just like that if you want. The snotty way, the way they do it in restaurants, the uppity way, is they slice it in half like this. Okay, so you hold your sandwich together and you slice it, and they, put it like that. And then, maybe they'll put it here, and then they'll put some fries or chips or whatever your side dish may be. So remember, This is our main dish. Okay, so this is the normal way that I would expect you guys to eat this sandwich. Okay. For moi, for me, moi is French for me. This is how I have to eat the sandwich. So I'm using the lettuce as a lettuce wrap. Okay. And I'm going to do my construction right in my plate. So, again, I've already washed it. I've dried it really good. I take a little bit of mayo, okay, because I don't like a lot of mayo, and I just spread it in there. Just spread it in the leaf, okay? Really nice, just like that. And put that there. Okay, so now I already have my thin turkey. My thin turkey. Ooh, so there's one. Now I'm going to fold mine on this one. There's two. There's two. And let me take a little batch out here. There's three. Oops, no. There's three. I think that's a little thick. There's three. And then here's four. Okay? Now we do our bacon. Okay? So in this case, so there's one piece of bacon. I'm only going to do one piece of bacon because I'm not a pig. And you guys do know that bacon, you know where bacon is from pigs. And bacon is actually the pig's stomach. Okay, I'm trying to gross you out, but I think you guys need to know where your food comes from. And so what they do is when they're slaughtering the pig, they take the pig's stomach and they just slice it, boom, 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 into these nice little thin slices, and they get, I don't know how much bacon they get out of it, but they get a lot of it. And so you're actually eating pork belly. They call it pork belly. And so what you're eating there is pig stomach, okay? Just like if you eat a chicharrone, well, that's deep fried pig skin, okay? Yeah, I know, that kind of sounds gross, but some people love them. Pork rinds, no thank you, not me. That is the redneck way of saying chicharrone, is pork rind. Okay, so here's my lettuce wrap. I am all constructed. So I put my tomatoes, I've got my bacon, I've got my mayo in there, and I've got my turkey. And now all I'm going to do is just wrap it over, just like that. Okay, and voila, there is a keto-friendly sandwich. Turkey, lettuce, bacon, tomato, turkey wrap sandwich. Okay. If I went to the store, or if I went to the restaurant, say I went to Subway, okay, Subway would probably, because it's like this, Subway would charge me $6. Okay. I just did it for, which we're gonna total it up as to how much this all cost us on Friday, because I'm doing this on National Sandwich Day, just so that you guys know. We're going to total up the cost, but I can guarantee you that this right here, and when I'm saying how much, I'm saying just what it costs, because remember, we have all this other bacon, we have all this leftover. So it didn't cost as much as what it cost us for the ingredients. Because look, I've got 1, 2, I could probably get at least 6, 7, 8 more sandwiches out of that. Now you start adding that up, it's $6 a sandwich, like Subway does. So $6, $6. So right there, that's $12 for those 2 plates. And I didn't spend no $12 on this. Okay, so don't think that you're, when I say how much it costs us or how much the ingredients cost us, that's how much that costs. Okay, what we're talking about is when we go to a restaurant, we're paying for the service, we're paying for the meal, and we're paying for the convenience. Okay? And that's what those fast food places are all about. It's the convenience, and that's what we, the consumer, which that's what we are, the person who goes in and buys the stuff, is. We are the consumers. Okay? So that's it. And now, like I said, every time we do this, we clean up. So we're going to put back our leftover turkey back into our sandwich. And then this one has a Ziploc on it. And so we're going to zip that right back up. Okay? We do our, close up our bread because we don't want that to go stale. And we get our little clip here. We just give it a spin. We get our little plastic keeper. Put that back. Okay, there. That's all nice and sealed. Put our cap back on our mayonnaise. We're going to cover up our bacon. And then for our tomato and for our lettuce, I will have to get Ziploc bags. Now, and then we're going to clean all this up into the sink. And into the sink it will go. And we always clean up after ourselves. We never, never, never make someone else clean up after us. All right? If we make the mess, we clean it up. And that's part of being an adult. That's part of growing up. Okay? All right, so I hope you guys like this recipe. It's really simple. It's really easy. I know all of you can do it. Enjoy. Bye.